down 11 meters, dropping the hammer on that shooting star.
Yeah, that's right.
Hank needs to get himself a real AM radio and a pair of 3000 so he can put that 10K hammer down.
Nah, I'm good. For now.
Yeah, you're just only started. Not even good yet. You're getting there.
Yeah, every day. I just got all the shims put in for the roller skates, and tomorrow we're going to run the cable up and back down to the winch, and the cable to release the winch where it can go up and down. Gonna be antenna building time.
Yeah, so did you have to look at some of those videos, where they have the guy wires connected to the bottom, and you turn bottom. It's pretty cool. It's like when it gets to the top and the antennas are all the way right where it should be, they're like it locks in, and all of the guys are. You could go play, if you had 4 people out there, 3 people, you could snap each one and would play a different tune. That's how you get track.
Hello, 1212. Hello.
Those guy wires become part of the ground reflective system to the beam.
Not if they're Philly strand, it won't.
What do you mean Philly strand?
That took the Philly strand out of the equation.
Okay. He's got a hammer on you.
Because those guy wires will actually be you'll be like, what's that old an Astro beam or something they had back in the day, Dave?
Astro, I had the Astro plane.
Yeah. That had elements facing down and the beam on top.
Oh, shit. The Astro beam. It had that little hoop and a little three-element beam on the top.
Remember that? It was like, we hook it up with to walkie-talkies,
I remember that.
But it's kind of the same concept is all I'm saying.
Hello, Mark. How's that right there? 1, 2, 3. That's much better. Yeah, it's kind of funny. My lights in the bedroom are dimming.
Right, you're on 110 with that amp.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow. Signal came up. It came up, from 15 to just right on the 0 to 20. So it's a big difference. And clarity, amazing.
Yeah, just make sure your good turns within spec and, you tune very good. Your SWR is awesome. Right, yeah, it's not low. I mean, it's kind of low, yeah. Way low.
That SWR staying flat, Dave, with that tuner. Can you redo some of that interior of that?
Yeah, I had rebuild the roller inductor. Like, it was a lot of whack in there. That's what happens when it's thrown out there on the curb.
Yeah, well, if that wheel, the spins on it isn't down tight enough, that spring and that side of adjustment, that can be a problem. And,
a bar in there. And as you tune it, it flips like a bar to add or to reduce the capacitance in it. It's a hokey-pokey thing that they trot up. So once this bar flips, it's got like a spring on it. Then it kind of like it disconnects half of the roller inductor. So it's only one section of it. So it's kind of a goofy way of doing different things in there and how they did it. But NSJ. So what the stuff.
But we're able to make it work properly, even or better than when it was originally came out then, huh?
Yeah, I fixed it and, cleaned it off, lubricated some stuff in there. The best thing to do is I had to put a crank knob on it because they, I don't know, rub the knob through it. Regardless of all that, the best way to work that tuner is once you find your frequency, get a cheat sheet, write all the numbers down. So, if you start to do a lot of band hopping on small meters, whatever, you know where to put everything back. The roller dial has a counter on it, so write down the 3 numbers, and so you know where to kind of preset stuff at. Thank you, sir. And you do got me a cheat sheet, just not the inductance numbers, but I'll keep an eye on those.
Yeah, it'll be something to do one day. Maybe when the wires out and you're just hanging out and you can write it all down. So you're sounding great. It's all you found the numbers right now, and it doesn't matter. It's rock and roll day from Deerfield Beach is crystal clear and 20 over.
With a 25 or 20, yeah, about a $25 microphone, and boom.
You definitely are the operator of the year so far. First one that got the award was Speaker Wire Matt. He was the most improved that year. Right now, you're ahead of everybody for this year.
From one day to another day. Thank you, and thank you, Mark. Are you doing 500 watts now, or does it read out in peak? Because I put a 9-volt battery in that meter, so in peak mode you should reach your voice. It's an MSJ big meter too. It should be reading peak. Yeah, it is. It's on the top of my voice right at 5. 85 watts radio.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, well, have the priest select those 811s because you can't get 811s anymore. I mean, you can get them, but the ones that are coming from China now are Pelican targets, so they're junk. They're coming ahead of the box. So unless you find some new old stock ones, or even the 572Bs, I mean, I got a set in fresh off the boat from China, plugged it right in, it was bad. It was already gassy, so keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, I heard you saying that there a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, brother, man. Oh, man. I mean, you got Sal out there. He's got some new old stock 811s. They're probably 30 years, 40 years old maybe, but they're not fancy. They're good quality. They're made in USA. And plug and play. I'll never have a problem. But them Chinese ones, them cheap ones, boy, they don't know how to seal them. They're not backing them down and pulling the air out. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But the 811s are really, really bad. The 572s are bad enough because they're gassy right out of the box. And they warranty them. They cry. It's just, they send you a call tag. You got to ship it back to China, or they'll just refund your money and tell you to go pound sand and buy them somewhere else. It's unfortunate, but that's what we got to deal with right now.
I'm agreed for months.
And right now, the Postal Services, I don't know what's going on, man. I can't get nothing from the Postal Service. Nothing. I shipped that 811 amp I sold to Chicago. It still hasn't got there. It's going on, I shipped it out March 5th. And it's stuck in Omaha, Nebraska. What it's doing in Omaha, Nebraska, and they skipped over Illinois, I don't know. I've been on the phone with the damn Postal Service. They don't know what the hell's going on. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, I couldn't get stuff from Georgia. It took 3 weeks to get stuff from Georgia. I mean, it's about time Trump just put his foot down and says, no, we're just going to hire a CEO and we're going to run this thing because you meatheads can't do nothing right.
So the logistics are messed up on shipping?
Man, the whole postal service is upside down. My package is sent in the post office in Carl Springs for a week. I had to call over there and say, why is my package still there? Why is it not moving? Oh, yeah, okay. Before you know it, I got a call back. Yeah, it's moving to Opelika now. And it's just not me. It's everybody. I mean, even if you go to like Maxine Systems, he tells you right now, the postal service is stuck right now. If you're going to ship anything, it's going to go FedEx with us, or it's going to go priority. Because anything else, it's not going to make it. I got some stuff on eBay I bought. I wanted some tires for the lawn mower, the riding mower, and I got them. 14 days go by. I said, hey man, I haven't gotten my product. No problem. We'll refund you, and if they come, you can have it for free. Well, they still didn't come, and I need them. So I found another guy who was selling them. I got the same problem, man. They're not coming. The Postal Service, you know, they pulled everything from the private sector because we were handling them as subcontractors and delivering, you know, the items because the post office pick it up and deliver. And they fired everybody, and they said they're going to handle it themselves. And as soon as they did that, they went down the tube. Stuff is not moving. People just throwing packages in the corner and walking away.
Yeah, so, well, they said there would be some heartache at first, and until they bring in the new management to let everybody know this is how it's going to go. And so, that little transition moment of grief will be overcome by much happiness and speediness when it's finally been figured out and how to make it work.
Well, the CEO of the post office, he quit a couple days ago. He gave up and he quit. He walked out. So now they got, you know, nobody running the ship basically right now. And they promised by April 2nd, all first-class mail is delivered in 3 to 4 days. So they're ramping up for that. But the CEO, he gave up. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, somebody's going to have to step in and straighten this mess out. We're supposed to fire 10,000 older employees ready to retire. They're supposed to give them a buyout and get rid of them.
Yeah, and the USPS is that's run by the government. They ain't doing too good. So they got a failing grade, and they may get less contracts, or there may be things happening if they don't straighten their act out. So they got to get rid of employees and new management. That's all. They're going to go through some transitioning.
Blame it on the old folks.
There you go. People working at the USPS aren't any good. They don't care.
That's because they need to go into transition.
Uh-huh. Yep, send them into transitioning. So, that's the scoop of that deal. That's what's up with shipping.
Well, at least the postal service, eventually I can pick it up. But everybody else, they just throw the shit over the fence.
Yeah. If you know, there might be some dogs back there. They ain't going through that fence, so they'll just throw it over if they're at least halfway decent. Some might throw it out front and let a porch pirate get it, you know. But, yeah, so at least throw it over. Anybody who wants to get it might have to think about it.
Well, in the old days, I'd get stuff delivered and they'd call me. The driver, because they had a job in this area or whatever. That went away years ago. Now they just, Amazon took all that over, and FedEx is still good. You know, they actually will set it over the fence. But everybody else, they just throw it over the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, I could picture it. They don't care, really, about what the person's getting or anything about them. They just want to get done. Get the truck unloaded so they can head back. So, they don't care. And that's the kind of people we don't need running our society.
Those kind of people need to be like a dusty lime rock kind of, ain't lime rock, but terribly dusty. And them Amazon, every day they come down here. two, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and the dust, it looks like a tornado running behind them.
Oh yeah.
So I stopped one of them and I said, look, you guys gonna have to slow down. I said, one of my grandkids come here and run over them and they're gonna, somebody's gonna die. And then the guy said, well, see this number on this package? All you gotta do is call Amazon and give them this number and they know exactly what driver that is and they'll get them to slow down. Didn't work.
Of course not. Never got to the right person. It was all just talk.
The main reason is because the dust is so bad. It's terrible. Every day you wash my truck and it's dusty in my day.
Oh yeah. What are you doing over there on low power? Yeah, they're over there on low power. I don't know.
Can't hear them where it is.
Comment. And for TPW Sarasota.
Evening, Matt.
Good.
Yep, just hanging out.
Listening in.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah, doing good. Just helping the kid do some homework and hanging out. I've been listening to you guys talk for a little bit.
Yeah, we just been hanging out, talking about whatever. You know, where we are. I'll be unhooking the station, Matt, tomorrow and moving it. So we'll have to see how the new locations work.
What, you're moving the antenna or like the location of the station now? Well, that's some good news. They're getting rid of the two license plate law in Florida that was going to pass. That got scrapped.
Yeah, 'cause I looked at my car, and there's nowhere to put a second plate.
It goes right on the bumper. They screw it right in with some drywall screws. You will comply and respect my authority, sir.
How do you want two license plates when they can read them without looking at them?
Right.
Because some nitwit up there says, well, we have two license plates. It will be easier for the cops to spot cars that go through red lights because the camera will catch it in the front and the back. Or if you are a habitual offender or something and you backed in at Walmart, you'll have a front plate and they can catch. There was a bunch of shit in there. I don't want to live in no state that you have to have two license plates.
No.
That's a blue state.
But used to have that in Michigan.
Yeah, I have a bumper sticker in the front that says, "Here comes Matt." They even got rid of it in Ohio. It's your choice if you want to have two plates. In Ohio last year, you can take it off and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, just another way to collect more money on taxes for that second plate. It costs only half the price of the back plate.
No, they said they weren't going to charge more. They were going to do it automatically.
Oh.
No, I'm glad we took it for one. I don't want two plates.
Huh.
No, I ain't sure. Two keys in my plastic bumper on my calendar. He'd kiss my ass. Exactly.
Oh, hell no.
You must comply. You must.
Yeah. So they voted that down, huh?
Yeah, they had to remove it from a bill. There's a bunch of bills they're trying to squeeze in there. They're trying to make the gun laws like California gun laws in Florida. Every time you go to Walmart and buy a bottle of ammo, you have to do a background check. No semi-automatic. no ARs. You can't keep your gun in your car. It has to be locked up, and I mean all kinds of crazy crap.
Last time I bought a gun was up in Tennessee at a Walmart. Last time I bought one was on the south side of St. Pete. Come on.
Yeah, sold it to you. The corner in front of the Handy Mart.
Down in the hood.
Uh-huh.
That's just because that's where the FFL was that I used to use.
Yeah, they want to test it so you can't sell your gun. It has to go through an FFL and taxes and all kinds of crap. So forget about getting your grandpappy shotgun. Oh no, you can't do that. It's got to go through the FFL.
That's so ignorant, man. That's not going to fly.
Sports section and got my information in, you know, driving license, blah, 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 blah. And they said, yeah, go shop for a little bit. So I did. Maybe they get like 15 minutes or so. I was over in the landscaping section, not too far from the sports area, and they heard my name over the intercom. So I came back, and I followed
at the top.
And the manager had to come over to the sports section, and he had a meeting. And then he carried it, and we walked out the front door, and once as soon as we get out the door to the parking lot, he gave it to me, and said, have a nice day.
Yeah, I remember Kmart used to do that. We were out shooting doves, my buddy, man, I don't know, something happened to a shotgun. We're up in West Palm Beach. He goes, man, we got to go to town. I got to buy a gun. So we get in my truck, go into town, go to Kmart. There's a Mossberg auto loader there in the cave. He goes, okay, I want that. He has a concealed weapons permit, did all the paperwork, you know. And then he grabbed a box of shells, and then all shit held. Oh my God, you can't do that. He goes, what do you mean I can't do that? I'm buying the shotgun. I need the shells to go with it. Yeah, but you can't do that. So he had to buy the shells, and the manager had to carry the shells out, and he carried the gun out, and then he gave them to us. He's like, well, what'd you do that for? Well, we don't want you loading the gun and shooting people in the store. He goes, I'm out the store here. I can load the gun and walk in and shoot people. What kind of stupid thing is that?
That's crazy. Policy. You want to hear something crazier? Remember the movie Deliverance?
Yeah.
So the guy's playing the banjo, and there's that little boy sitting on the front porch, and he's playing the banjo back and forth. All right.
Don't tell me that's your grandpa.
That little boy, that little kind of inbred looking kid. He's like a 60-year-old man, was, and he worked at the Walmart, the same one I went to. And he's a cart getter. He was like, yeah, late 50s, 60s, or something like that. Like 10 years ago, last time I was up there. Isn't that crazy?
In Tennessee or Georgia?
Tennessee.
Yeah, because I thought that movie was shot in Georgia, northwest Georgia, I believe, right?
I'm not sure. I think it's through the Appalachian, with the French Broad River.
Yeah, I remember reading something about it. AI4FA. It was maybe it was just right in. It was like parts of northwest Georgia. It was shot in. But man, that movie was made in 1972, and that kid had to been at least 16.
Yeah, by now, he's 65. Yeah, it was filmed in northeastern Georgia with the canoe teams on the Satoga River. And that was before they all moved in. It was when they made that movie there. That's after that they moved in.
That movie was just weird.
Yeah. So, kind of weird.
It said false information, but that's what one of my neighbors up there when I moved in. It was a dry county when I first got there. In the just before I got there, and they wanted a Walmart, and Walmart sold beer and wine. And that was they wanted to that's what they did. So if you wanted a Walmart, you had to accept their full, that's the full scale of goods. So they voted, and they said, okay, no more dry county, we're going to do that. And that Walmart became the biggest, hottest joint in town. There was nothing to even compete with it. People come out of the mountains, you got to see it.
They expect you to get alcohol, right? Alcohol's expensive, so because the Walmart opens, that opens the pathway for the liquor store to open. So yeah, it's like massively, compared to here, it's way more money.
But just wanted to check to see how many people would come to Walmart, and then they built the liquor store. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we can make money off 450 people a night.
They were all showing up at the liquor store with their WIC cards. Can I get a 12-pack with my food stamp card?
Can I use my food stamp for alcohol? No, you can't. Get the hell out of here.
And you got some of them up in the
Hills, they just go around the corner to the moonshine place. KG42.
Yeah, they're going to make their own
I was
alcohol.
going to say, they
We
make
don't
their
need
own
no
up
badges.
there.
We don't care about law enforcement. We've been making corn liquor since the 1800s. Get off my lawn.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a real popular guy. He was the next town over, we're in Todd. And I think it's Ozzy. His name is Popcorn Sutton. Yeah, look up a guy named Popcorn. What was the guy's name?
He was on the He put a 357 in his mouth and pulled the trigger.
Well, I heard he, somebody told me he took a garden hose and hooked up to his exhaust pipe and put it into the cab of his truck.
No, according to what I heard, they said that he went out to his little shack in the back and pulled the trigger.
Oh, wow.
Damn
He
it,
was
man.
looking at doing 25 years in the pen.
Right.
So he's like, I ain't going in there ever again.
Right. Like Dad said, I'm out of here.
Plus he had cancer anyhow. He was battling cancer.
Little like water runoff, little just all over the place.
Gone through all that.
Freezing, I mean, like ice water. Freezing cold. And that's the thing we used. At the top of the line, so we're hot. It would run through that cold, super cold water. It would cool it off. And the hot spot. There's a deli up the street and you bought there. Proceeds went to a tutor and our boots or something like that. They were like the local moonshiners and they were supported by the community.
Yeah. People go, I want me some of that. I like how you act when you have a couple sips of that. What the hell, I only made? I'm going to give you 3 sips. I'm taking 2. I'm going to meet you in the back room.